Hello everybody and welcome to Attunement Tarot. My name is Robin and we will be doing a pick-a-pile reading today for the star spread. And this is specifically to get a little bit more insight into your goals and your most hoped for dream, kind of what's behind it, what are your feelings about it, what's at play here, and what's the outcome, most of all. So let us go ahead and get started. I'll introduce the piles to you and you can go ahead and pick, and then I'll see you at your reading. So pile number one, we have the Baroque Tarot with a smoky quartz Merkaba or Merkaba. Since we're doing the star, I figured we'd do a little star gems. So this is a smoky quartz, and it has a little phantom inside there, if you could see that. So that's pile number one. Pile number two, we'll be using the Enchanted Forest Tarot, and this is, I believe, an Appetite Merkaba. Okay, pile number three, we'll be using the Ethereal Tarot, or Ethereal Dreams, I think it's called, I'm not sure. So Ethereal Tarot with a Labradorite Merkaba. That's such pretty flash. Oof, that's so pretty. Okay. All right. Go ahead and pick your pile and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile one. If you picked the Baroque Tarot and this smoky quartz Merkaba, then this is your reading. Go ahead and put this up here. There we go. Okay, let's get started. Okay, oops, sorry. It's easy to bump this desk. I have this little drawer that's attached to it. My knee hits it all the time. So anyhow, like I said in the intro, this reading is called the Star Spread, and we're looking at basically looking into your most hoped for dream at this time and getting some energy around that. Okay, so of course we'll get more information as we pull the cards. That is what we are doing today. And thank you so much for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. I greatly appreciate it. And I will call Spirit in at this time with so much gratitude and respectfully request a message for pile number one for their greatest and highest good at this time. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, and remember there are timestamps in the description box. So if ever you want to skip around, go on ahead and do so. And also keep in mind that if your message, these are general messages, so if it resonates, fantastic. And if it does not, go ahead and pick another pile, okay? And if you're drawn to more than one pile, feel free to watch both or all three, because there could be messages in there for you, all right? Okay. Okay, let's see here. I might have to overlap some of these because I know that this is kind of like the top of the card here. I'll have to check this on my camera to see if it's coming out okay. All right, so we'll just have to kind of go like that, I suppose, but let me just double check. Hang on. It's kind of a big spread that takes up a lot of space, so we definitely want to have enough space to get it all in the frame here. Okay, so that looks like, let's see, let's put your little dude right over here. Nah, I'll put him over here. Sorry about this, guys. Feel free to skip forward a little bit here. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay. Kind of get a little OCD on my cards here. I like them all nice and straight, so, or aligned. All right. So, and I feel like I need the sun. I have my window open and the sun has kind of peeked behind the clouds again. So I'm going to turn my lamp on here. I'll shed more light on the subject. All right, good. Because these cards are already pretty dark looking. Okay. So this is your current feelings right now, your current situation and where you find yourself, which is the Knight of Wands. So you definitely have a lot of drive for whatever this is, whatever your main star is, you know, and given that the Four of Coins is right here, the Four of Pentacles right here at the center of the reading, this could have something to do with you holding on to whatever it is that you have, okay? You very well may want to preserve a job or preserve a relationship or preserve some sense of your own status here. And really showing that drive, you know, showing that drive in order to do so. But let's look into it more, okay? So the feelings that you have about it, it's like you're working really, really hard, okay? You have a lot of pride when it comes to this goal and this dream. You definitely want to make it happen. You have a lot of inspiration for it. This is something that comes from inside of you, okay? It's really connected to, you know, who you are as a person, like your value system. That's the sense that I'm getting here, because that's where you're at with it. And given that the Four of Pentacles is here, it's like there's a holding on and like a holding in, and like not in a negative way of any kind. It's like so valuable that you hold it close, okay? And so your emotions about it right now is that you're working really hard. This is something that you are very good at, okay? Which is super cool, because that so far tells me, just what we've looked at so far, tells me that this is something that is like a natural talent that you have, something that is a part of your personhood, your essence, right? You could be a healer, you could be a teacher, a mentor, any kind of thing that is really very much connected to your heart, okay? And it's just something that has always come natural to you, all right? It's always come naturally to you. And over time, you have invested yourself into like really honing this skill and like really becoming a master at it, okay? So this is very much in alignment with a forward trajectory goal. You know, these are the kind of goals that's like, well, of course, you know, it's like, great, find what you're good at and move towards it, okay? So let's see here. And your beliefs, your belief is that you definitely need support here. Not to say that it's like you're helpless or anything like that, but that's very interesting, because the Four of Coins can remind us that if we ever feel a little bit too prideful, in letting our guard down to ask for help, that we can, and that's okay. And so your belief here is that it needs cooperation. You need some teamwork here, and you believe that you are definitely stronger, that your mastery in this can come out and really shine when you have team members that are like working with you, okay, and cooperating and really on the same page. So you're like, yes, I can do this. This is my dream. This is my vision. And I need y'all to be on board with it, okay? So you could very well be a boss here, or you could even be starting up your own I don't know if I want to use the word company, but just a little startup in whatever kind of goal you have going on, okay? Now, this is the hidden energy here, okay? The hidden energy, the unconscious, and what is hidden and what will surface. So the Knight of Cups. So like I said earlier, whatever you're working with, whatever you're working toward, this has to do with connecting with other people from the heart space. This also says to me that you really love what you do. It has some sense of connection with other people on a deeper level, okay? The other unconscious thing that could be at play right now is a little piece of fantasy, a little kind of, you know, you have a dream and you have a vision, and it's all very much rooted from a good space inside of you, which is great. And there could be a little bit of fantasy at play here with regard of what it's going to look like once you arrive. And so this is a reminder from Spirit to say, yes, your goals are great. You do well at what it is that you're doing. You have a good vision in alignment with your heart space, all good things. And be realistic about what this actually looks like once you get there and the work that it's going to take getting there, okay? And I don't know what your goal is, but this is definitely forward movement. It has something to do with yourself. Like I had said before, you definitely, you know, you will do better by having cooperation here and calling in other people to help you with this. And not only help you with it, but share it with you, okay? Okay. So your hopes and dreams here, the hopes and dreams card is the Seven of Swords. So that is really interesting for that card to be in that position. Because, like, why would anybody hope and dream to have some sort of, you know, semi-strategy kind of sneaky dodginess? So let me think on this for a sec. Your hopes and dreams. Ah, okay. Okay. So here's the thing. Maybe connected to your hopes and dreams at this time is a secret to others, perhaps a secret to the people that you are working with, or maybe even something inside of you where you're like, well, my hope and dream is to like become really rich, but or whatever it is, or become very famous, or become something, right? And something connected to like the ego in some way, okay? And you may not be sharing that with other people because you might feel like, oh, well, that's just too embarrassing if I share that. Like, I really want to make sure that people know that I'm in this for the benefit of others. And, you know, maybe deep down there's a part of you that's like, I actually really want to be recognized for this, or I really want to, you know, whatever it is, whatever your hope and dream is about this, you're keeping it to yourself. You're keeping it to yourself. Yeah, and the thing is like, look at that, you know, look at that, and what is that about, and why would you feel any element of shame around that, you know? Is it really a shameful hope and dream at the end of the day? I mean, it would appear your heart is in the right place, for sure. And I feel like this is definitely a tangible goal because we have a lot of pentacles here. And then we have the fire inside of you that's moving forward towards this pentacle energy, okay? But then at the outcome, we go from the Knight, because this is where you're at right now, how you feel, and this is the outcome, the Page. So maybe there's something about this that you might end up getting a little bit of a setback somewhere along the way. It very well may even be like, if you look at your hopes and dreams for this, and then you become a little bit ashamed of what your motivations are, that can knock you down a peg. And not that anyone else is knocking you down a peg, but you might knock yourself down a peg by thinking that you may not deserve it, or yeah, like you might not deserve it, or maybe you're not getting the cooperation that you need from other people. That's really interesting. Yeah, I mean, because honestly, the whole reading as a trajectory really does look very promising and very much rooted in your authentic self. You know, I think it's just that Seven of Swords throws a little bit of a question mark. So let's go ahead and clarify. Let's go ahead and clarify that. Spirit, why is the Seven of Swords here in the hopes and dreams? Yeah, it's definitely asking you to question your motivation. You know, do you have any ulterior motives for this? But I don't know. I feel like it's really coming from it's definitely coming from a passionate place. Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups. But there could be a little bit of ego involved here. But I really like how this Eight of Pentacles is here, because that's like, you know that you're good at this, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and look. Spirit, why is the Seven of Swords? Can you tell me more about the Seven of Swords in the hopes and dreams position? 10 of Swords, 2 of Swords, Page of Swords. Interesting. So pile number one, I get the sense that, I mean, and let me just say first off that this energy does not offset this energy. Like, your gift and your sense of mastery completely belongs to you, okay? And I know that you know this, all right? And the motivation, because we're looking at the hopes and dreams here, and it says Seven of Swords, so that says to me that maybe you're not being honest with yourself about like what your true motivations are. You know, it would suggest here that your motivations is to help others and to connect and you know, really use your gifts to your best ability. And what I'm seeing here is that you are also doing this as a way to heal, which there's nothing shameful in that either. There's nothing shameful in that. I get the sense that you are focusing on your inner gifts and focusing on another drive, just something that has to do with you, something that you've always had, okay? And something that you can call on those that are your collaborators, your people that you know and trust and that you know have your back, right? And so that's all happening. That's all happening, and that's all like completely grounded in you. And your hopes and dreams, I feel like, is to have this also be a healing journey for you. Because, you know, say you accomplish this thing, then it will really heal whatever kind of hurt that you've experienced in your life. You could be like a wounded healer, you know, you could have that kind of, you could have that going on for yourself, right? And there can be a part of you that feels like, you know, because we have the Page of Swords here and the Eight of Coins here. So this energy would suggest like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And, you know, the hopes and dreams may be that you're able to do this and pull this off, and that no one will see that you actually do have insecurities about it, that maybe you don't know everything, or at least you think, you know, you're like, yeah, I don't know everything. I know I'm really good at this, but I don't know everything. You know, and the thing is that that's actually cool. That's actually a really good place to be in any course of study. As lifelong learners, you don't want to be the smartest person in the room, okay? You don't ever want to be the smartest person in the room. You want to be able to contribute what you know and also continue to learn from other people. So there's no shame in that. There's no shame in that. So you don't need to hide that, right? You don't have to hide that, pile number one. And, you know, because the reason that I went into that whole aspect of the story is because the Page of Swords is here. The Page of Swords is a lifelong learner, you know, and with the Two of Swords and the moon in between, there's a little bit of a hidden energy. I get the sense that you might not want to appear vulnerable to your colleagues, right? And that the motivation for this is, yes, you want to give to other people. Yes, you want to have your gifts shine. You want to share. You feel very passionate about this. You're living in alignment with your truth, and like you're like totally in it. And it's like, yeah, if you focus on this, then you can heal from whatever this was, right? And with the willful blindness here, I think that echoes the Seven of Swords, when it's like somewhat of a denial of how hurt you actually are. And I don't think that your hurt has anything to do with this directly. Like, I think the hurt happened over here, and as a way to heal from this hurt, and you're being very, holding it close to the vest for yourself, you're focusing and channeling your energy in a completely different direction that's much more tangible to you. And that, of course, this is also a sense of mastery and control. So it's something that you can control, where whatever it was that hurt you, you didn't have any control over it. You didn't have any control. So a part of the motivation here and the hopes and dreams is that maybe you can amass, or not amass, but like gain more sense of, you know, control within yourself, with your emotions. Yeah. Because you do have a very open heart here, and it's also a Knight, right? So this would suggest there's still growth to do, because we're in Knight energy and then Page energy, okay? And with the Pages here and the outcome as well, right? This is an invitation from Spirit to get in touch with that hidden inner child. Okay, because there's no doubt that whatever you're focusing on, you know, if you came to this reading and clicked on this reading to be like, am I going to accomplish my goal? Yes, you're going to accomplish your goal. Yes, because you have this energy right here that's super strong, and it completely resonates with you in a forward trajectory, okay? And your success will also be in tandem with your healing here, okay? And getting in touch with your inner child and really parenting yourself through the times of doubt, through the times of, you know, maybe this Ten of Swords energy comes to call and you're like, I don't really want to look at that, but setting aside time to express the grief that's there, okay? And to, even if it's old wounds, like that's the thing, it would suggest that they're old wounds with the Pages here, because Pages are children, okay? Pages are children. And I'm getting the sense that these Pages are inside of you. You know, they're a part of you. There's a part of you that feels a bit vulnerable to this page energy inside of yourself. You know, you don't want to be seen as a beginner. You don't want to be seen as a beginner. You want to be seen as a master of your craft. You want to be seen, you know, as like maybe not the smartest person in the room, but that always feels really great. But, you know, being really good at what you do and having just a whole sense. And so the thing is that the more we are in touch with our vulnerability around everything that we know, you know, a phrase that's come up a couple times when I was reading this was that phrase imposter syndrome. So if you've ever experienced imposter syndrome, you know, thoughts and doubts about how good you are or what your talents are and any of those things, look at that and befriend that part of yourself and just know that that's a very natural and normal thing that people feel a lot of the time, you know, when they are actually quite good at something, because ultimately you do know that this endeavor and this quality that you aim to share is closely, it's basically a part, it's integral to you. It's integral to you. It's a part of your spirit. It's a part of, it's your inner world, you know, something you've known forever. And yeah, and I think that the advice from Spirit here is really like, yes, you are going to get, your hard work will pay off, and parent yourself through those times of doubt. You know, how would you speak to a child in those moments, right? When you're feeling scared or doubtful, or remembering the parts that have wounded you in the past that make you believe that you're not good enough to do this thing. And, you know, you just envision taking that younger version of yourself into your lap, you know, and giving them a hug and soothing them. And, you know, yes, of course you feel scared. It's all right to feel scared. This is a big deal. This is a big goal that you have. You have so much invested. Stuff like that, right? It's like that. So, I mean, this is a beautiful reading, pile number one. I really do think that you are completely in alignment with what it is that you want to do. And along the way, you are going to have reminders of where you feel scared and where you feel vulnerable. And it's okay to share that with other people. You know, talk to your closest folks. These people right here are right underneath you, and that would suggest to me that they're not only here to support you in the tangible realm, but they are here to support you underneath here as a support for this process and this experience as well. Okay, so yeah, that's what I have for you, pile number one. I hope that resonated and that was enough. Sometimes when I do these readings, I feel like, oh no, that's not enough, I have to give more. And then I'm like, well, yeah, I think that's a pretty decent message. So I'm going to leave it here for you. Actually, I do want to let me pull a little oracle for you. Okay, let's do a Soulflower. Actually, yeah, let's do the Spirit of the Animals first. Yeah, we'll do a Spirit of the Animals card. These are always nice and motivational and like really helps you harness that kind of inner awesome. Let's see. Okay. Hawk, messenger. Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. Excellent. Yes. You have a bright future. Pile number 1. Let's see here. You get a little Soulflower remedy for you. I always call it that. Soulflower remedy, but I don't know if that's what it's called. I don't think it is. It's called Soulflower Plant Spirit Oracle. That's what it's called. Milk Thistle, forgiveness. Life has taught you to protect yourself, but sometimes you end up hurting yourself. Milk Thistle helps you to let go. Through the power of forgiveness and all the self-imposed restrictions and defensive armor that are making it hard for you to open and receive all the love and abundance the universe has flowing toward you. Yes, I feel like that really resonates with this whole part of the story. Yes, pile number 1. Pile number 1. That was great. I really like it when the oracles just like reflect so strongly what is happened in the message that has come through in the tarot. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for your wonderful likes and subscribes and all the things, and I will see you later. Okay, mwah, bye. Hello, pile 2. If you picked the Enchanted Forest Tarot and this, I think I called it Appetite in the beginning of the video, but it's Aventurine. And this Aventurine Merkaba, then this is your reading, okay? Put your little guy right over there. And we will get started. Okay. Boop. All right. Like I had told pile number 1, and I'm telling everybody at the outset of these readings, you know, take what resonates, leave what does not. And if you feel like the message isn't resonating at all and it feels confusing, don't try to make anything fit. Just pick a different pile. If you're drawn to more than one pile, definitely watch those as well. There could be messages for you there, okay? And thank you in advance for liking and sharing the video. I greatly appreciate it. It really, really helps the channel grow. It's definitely lovely when more people can get the messages. Okay, so I'll go ahead and invite Spirit in at this time. With so much gratitude and respectfully request a message for pile number 2 for their greatest and highest good at this time. Please and thank you, Spirit. And remember, there are timestamps, so you can skip around if you need to. And I trust that you know how to navigate the YouTube little fast forward button or fast forward function, okay? All right. Okay, make sure that's all in frame here. It is. Or, wait. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, so this is where we're at, you guys. Right now, your current situation and you're just where you're at is that you're in the Three of Cups energy, okay? So you're really just keeping things light, keeping things, trying to keep things like really copacetic and getting social time, you know, having social time with friends, and that's lovely and that's wonderful. Yeah, I mean, it's lightness, lightheartedness, you know, and I will say this, you know, when we get together with our friends, this is also about really sharing with them what it is that you're going through, you know. Yeah, there's an aspect of keeping things light, but these can also be your confidants, all right? Now, your feelings right now is the Knight of Cups. So it's like you have an open heart, a lot of water energy here so far, okay? And we even have the High Priestess in the center of the reading, and that's Pisces energy, very watery energy, okay? So your feelings are your heart is open. There's like a wide open, unfettered space about your forward trajectory right now, okay, which is really positive. It's very clear. I get the sense that maybe your star, your goal, you know, the point of the reading for you is to be like, I just want my peace, and I'm living in my peace. I'm stepping into my peace, and I want to continue to increase my peace. That should be a bumper sticker. Increase the peace. But yeah, like you're just like open heart, feeling good about yourself, and feeling connected and good about the people, the friends in your life, those that love you and you love them, and you are just forward trajectory in that space, right? In that vibe, okay? Now, your beliefs, which is the King of Cups here, I get the sense that like you believe that with an open heart, moving forward, high vibe energy, that you know you're not gonna not encounter challenges. You're not going to avoid all conflict. You're just going to be able to have more of a grounded, mature way of dealing with whatever comes your way and whatever it is that you encounter, okay? That's the sense that I get. Your belief, you believe in high EQ, all right? You're like, if I just live in alignment with my truth and my heart, I can't go wrong, you know? That's kind of what I'm seeing here in the cards for you, pile number 2, which is pretty spectacular, because right here in the center you have, you know, the High Priestess, which is all about intuition, inner knowing, doing the work and having done the work. And let's be fair, the work, as we like to call it, the emotional, you know, you're growing from like the Knight to the King here. So there's a continued trajectory in your emotional maturity. This is work that it's not one and done, right? It's something that's lifelong. And then, you know, it's just like every so often we have respite times in our life where we're just like, yeah, okay, cool. Like I've reached a good spot and I'm cruising along and everything's good and I'm just taking care of business, you know? And then there are times in life where then we hit another snag and we are definitely put in a spot where we have to call back on our inner knowing, call back on what we've learned, call back on being mindful and how to respond to things, giving ourselves, you know, breaks, taking, you know, setting boundaries. All these lessons that we've learned along the way, we will continue to employ moving forward. But the space in between these upheavals can get, you know, there can be more space between upheavals, right? The more grounded we become in our inner knowing and in our emotional maturity, responsibility rather than reactivity, okay? Now, over here we have the spells in this deck are wands. So 3 of Wands. This is the unconscious and what remains to be seen. And this is something that is going to be coming out to the surface as well. You could very well be waiting on something, okay? You could be waiting on something. Unconsciously, it's like maybe you feel like something else needs to come in to make your goal happen. Or maybe you're like waiting on a sign or some sort of confirmation from the universe. And I think a lot of time this energy can speak to us doubting ourselves. Granted, it's about stepping through a gateway, but embedded in the energy is also waiting for something else to come in. And it's kind of like, don't you know enough to step through the gateway? You know enough, feel enough, trust enough to step through the gateway. So much, I feel like in our lives and across the board that we will be like, oh, well, I gotta wait till such and such. And granted, on a very practical level, you very well may need to wait until a practical thing happens. Like, I can't get my new apartment until I amass like 3 or 4 paychecks, you know, something along those lines. Like, there is a very tangible, real kind of requirement that you need to wait for before you can go, right? Before you can move forward. But so this is also saying, yes, you're waiting on something, but given that it's in the unconscious space, makes me question whether or not you actually need to wait for that thing to come. Okay? So that's my interpretation of that energy. Now, the hopes and dreams over here, okay, is the 6 of Swords. So your hope is to move forward. Your hope, and it could even be an actual move. It could even be an actual move, right? This is like this is kind of like escape energy as well. Like, you see this person in the tree here, you're kind of making it out by the skin of their teeth with all the wolves at the base of the tree, you know? Like, getting away. And in the traditional Rider-Waite, you have the figures in the boat and it's under the cloak of night, right? It's under the cloak of night. I'm really getting a sense that you could be trying to plan your departure from, you know, and there's so much water energy here. It could be from a relationship. And I see, you know, in the outcome we have the Empress. So we have, you know, it's the Green Mother in this deck. We have a mother and a child. So perhaps this is about your safety and the safety of your children. Okay. Yeah, that's what's coming through. I get the sense that with this energy here, and okay, I will say, okay, first let me say, if you are definitely waiting on something tangible, yes, go ahead and wait for that time, because this would suggest, this energy over here would suggest that you're going to know when the time is right to make your escape, okay, to take your departure, all right? And this energy here says that you are very much in touch with your emotions. You're very much in touch with your inner knowing about the situation. Whatever it is that you're fleeing here, you know what you know internally and emotionally, okay? And you've really been able to confide in your friends which is very good. You need the support of others to help you do this. And whatever it is that you're waiting on, you know what you need, you know what needs to happen first. Okay? So trust that. Trust that. And the thing is that you definitely already have the inner knowing, so it's kind of like you need a combination of both, right? Like I was saying earlier in the reading, like, why wait on something if you already know what you know? Yeah, you know that. And there is an actual tangible thing that needs to happen first, whatever it is, whether it's money coming in or a new job or, you know, whatever it is. Okay, and so the outcome here is the Empress. The outcome is the Empress, and for that to be an outcome card is like fantastic. It's fantastic because what it says is that you are completely in alignment with yourself. You have stepped into the flow. You have made the decision that is the best for you and your children, if you have children, okay? But just the best for you and those that you love and those that you protect, okay? This is very much about protection energy and acting from a place of solid knowledge about what's best for you and those that you love, those that are important to you, okay? Yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to clarify. Actually, what was on the bottom of the deck there? Yeah, the bottom of the deck was the 10 of challenges. So I'll just go ahead and pull from the bottom of the deck, okay? Instead of clarification, because I feel like the message that I gave is quite strong. If it won't resonate for all of you, but it can resonate for some of you in whatever context you find yourself in. But these energies are quite straightforward, okay? So at the bottom of the deck energy, we have the 10 of Swords. So there's been a betrayal and a hurt here, okay? And I also call this the card that's like death by 1,000 cuts. And that's when we find ourselves kind of over and over. It's like the 8, the 9, and the 10, all right? The 8, we're in our head about something. The 9, it gets way more stressful. And then the 10, it's like we're done, you know? There's no more meditating on this. There's no more overthinking this. There's no more letting this disrupt your inner peace, okay? No more. And with the 10, it's like, yes, it hurts, it sucks, it is what it is, and you wish it could change and all the things, whatever it was, because this is also the card of like kind of hanging on until the bitter end, you know? It's kind of like you don't have any other choice than to just face reality and accept this pain and to move forward. And I feel like you're doing that from a very strong place, okay? Very strong place. I get the feeling of a very like sturdy trust in oneself here, okay? So, but the other thing with the 10 of Swords is that it's like you finally know what you finally know. You're finally ready. You're finally done. This is done, okay? Death by 1,000 cuts, no more. You don't need to have any more. The next is the Moon. And then the 6 of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles, okay? So, you know, you very well could have been like, okay, well, how am I going to afford this? Or this is, you know, whatever it is that you're departing from is very much connected to your tangible world, okay? With the 6 of Pentacles here, it's like you very well could have been receiving help. You know, this is the energy of a relationship where people have their roles that they play in the relationship. One is typically the giver, one is the receiver. And it's like that, right? This can also be a card that speaks to like breadcrumbing, you know, like little kind of bits here and there, which you know, kind of sucks, right? It really sucks. And so it's just kind of intermittent reward. But with the keeper, with the King of Pentacles here, there could have been a financial dependence on whoever this King of Pentacles is, all right? And so there was a lot of worry about how is one going to be able to afford moving away on one's own, okay? And like I had mentioned earlier, it was like maybe you're waiting to amass a few paychecks, or maybe you're waiting to finally get that job. Like whatever it is you're waiting on is actually here, is going to arrive to assist you in this departure. And I get the sense that it's financial. And I also get the sense that this has been a very strong source of worry for you. Okay? Strong source of worry. And having to weigh these worries, which are fears, right? They're projections into the future, things that have not come to pass but very well could come to pass, or there's a fear that they will, like you'll move away and you won't be able to afford it, or blah blah blah. Like what are you gonna have if you don't have these little alms that are continuing to be, you know, handed out to you by this keeper of the pentacles, okay? And you're weighing that energy against this 10 of Swords. And you've gotten to the place where you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and face my fears. and trust that I will land on my feet here, because you do have support from your people and from the universe and from your spirit guides, like all of the things. You have support here, and you are very, very strong unto yourself. Very good heart, very strong inner knowing. This to me, it's like, this is fear. This is the fear part. And all of this other energy absolutely overrides this. But I think that you know that. You know that, and you've already decided. Like the hopes and fears is to move away. Or not the hopes and fears, but the hopes and dreams is to move away. And you are doing that. This will, so, you know, with the star spread, we look into this star spread to see if our hopes and dreams are going to come true. And yes, you are going to be able to move away, and because you have the Empress at the outcome here. It's going to be more fruitful and so much more more, I don't know if I want to use the word success, because that sounds kind of like businessy, or it just sounds kind of, it's going to be better than you could have imagined. And it's completely going to, you know, you'll look back on these fears and say, gosh, yeah, those were completely valid fears, and I'm glad that I faced those fears and made the decision that I know was right for myself, because you have everything to gain up here. Everything to gain up here. Now I will give a word of caution if this is, and I don't see the 5 of Swords here, so that's good. Yes, I don't see the 5 of Swords here, so hopefully this isn't anyone trying to flee an abusive partner or an abusive situation. But if it is, please take the proper precautions for yourself. Make sure you have a safe place to go. Okay? And I get the sense that you definitely are working on that, and you know where that space is. And I think the fear is more along the lines of the financial. Yeah. Having stayed in a partnership or in some sort of living arrangement on account of a financial dependence here. But you're ready to move from that. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile number 2, for the tarot portion. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of oracle cards for you. These are messages. One is from the language of letting go. I'll pull from first. Confiding in a friend. Today I will remember that it's okay to talk about the issues that bother me. It is by sharing these concerns that I will move beyond them. I will trust myself to choose the best confidant possible, someone who will not use my disclosures against me and who will give me healthy feedback. Exactly. That's where you're at. Three of Cups right there. We were talking about that at the very onset of this reading. Okay, let's get the Soulflower Plant Remedy Oracle. Yeah, whatever. Just stop calling. Maybe I should just call it Soulflower Remedy. Maybe that's just what this deck is called to me, but hey. Okay, let's do this. Daylily, centering. Daylily is short-lived, each bloom fading after only a day. She reminds you to live in the present with a deep understanding that you cannot change things outside yourself. Daylily encourages you to live in the moment, to loosen up and allow natural processes and flow to occur in your daily happenings. Okay? Yeah, so I really like how this speaks to that you can't change things outside of yourself, and I believe that you know that. You know enough to know. And, you know, trying to not control anything else, only you can, you know, control your own choices and your forward movement here. I'm going to go ahead and pull one more from the Spirit of the Animals. Whoops. Butterfly, rebirth. You can reinvent yourself. Open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. Yes. Oh, so good. Yes, I feel like that's totally in alignment with this outcome, this Empress outcome energy for you. Pile number 2, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you gained something from the reading here, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for all the likes and shares and subscribes and la-di-da. Okay, mwah. Thank you. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you chose the Labradorite Merkaba and the Ethereal Visions Tarot, this is your reading. All right. Okay, I've told folks at the outset of these readings, take what resonates, leave what does not. If you find that the pile you chose is really quite confusing for you, does not resonate at all, go ahead and pick a different pile. If you are drawn to more than one pile, go on ahead and look at those as well. There could be messages in the other ones for you, okay? You can do what you want when it comes to these readings here. Okay? And as always, there are timestamps in the description box below. Feel free to skip forward if you want to skip any of the shuffling. And you also know how to use the little fast forward button. The fast forward function on these things, okay? All right. So I invite Spirit in with so much gratitude and respectfully request a message for pile number 3 for their greatest and highest good at this time. Please and thank you, Spirit. Whoops. Chariot wanted to pop out. Okay, go ahead and see what is in the frame here. I'm wearing these pants and they're super loose and they keep getting stuck underneath me. Okay. All right, that looks good. I need a little bit of, hang on. Doo doo doo, doop. Okay. Okay. So at the outset, we have a lot of people in the mix. It's really interesting. Okay. Pile number 3. Pile number 3, you're in the space right now of really harnessing your discernment and your intellect and your ability to cut things out that do not serve any longer, okay? You're really stepping into your power by really just relying on what you know. There's no more hoping, there's no more wishing, there's no more praying. It's like getting completely grounded in the bare, naked reality of what you are dealing with in the present moment and where you want to go, what you want to do, okay? Now the star spread is here to see if your goals are going to come to fruition, like what it is that you want, your star, your guiding light, right? Whatever your hopes and dreams are, if that's going to come to pass, okay? Okay. So your feelings about this. So you're in the Queen of Swords energy, okay? Really stepping into your power here with discernment and grace and clarity, all right? Now, your emotions around this is the Knight of Wands, and so I get the sense that you feel very passionate. You could even actually be feeling a bit pissed off, okay? You could be feeling quite upset, quite angry, or even just still quite passionate about whatever this situation is. In the dead center of the reading here, this is the heart of the matter, is the Page of Pentacles, okay? Which is beginner energy when it comes to starting something new, planting a new seed, making small gestures towards the things that you want to grow, all right? That's kind of at the heart of the matter here. And so, so these are your beliefs right here. The Page of Wands. The Page of Wands, you know, perhaps you believe that as long as you just give a little bit of effort, because always with the pages, okay, always with the pages, it's small gestures, beginner energy, a little bit of investment, just a little bit of action, a little bit of consideration, you know, a little bit of tending to whatever it is. And that's what makes it at beginner energy, right? They kind of just dipping their toe in the water. which is very interesting because of the Queen of Swords here. It makes me wonder if you're engaged in something that, yeah, I get the sense that you might be getting very clear on whether or not the thing that you are engaged in at this time is really what you want to do. And I'm getting that even without looking at the Two of Swords over here. This definitely caught my eye, but that was the message that came through initially. Yeah. You feel very passionate about this, whatever it is. But when you cut, there's a part of you that's getting clear in your mind, discerning, I feel like, whether or not this has what it takes to go the distance. Maybe there's a part of you that believes that as long as you just continue to give small, take small action, take little action, that there will be a success. Yeah, like you feel passionate about it. You know what you know about it. You're hoping, well, this is the hope over here. This is the hope and the dream, which is the Three of Swords, which is interesting energy to be in the hopes and dreams section, right? Maybe you hope and dream for healing. I don't know if anybody would hope and dream for heartbreak, unless, of course, you're hoping and dreaming to break somebody else's heart, which is a very interesting energy. Yeah, give me a second. This isn't necessarily stumping me. It's not that. It's that I'm just feeling into this, because this is interesting energy. Because there is a part of me that feels like if you can hear that, that's my dryer. It's the dryer's done. Jingle. Okay, I'm just gonna say what I see, okay? Because that's what I'm here for. Now, listen. I am seeing somebody that could be very strategic about the very small efforts and in small investment that they're making into something. And I feel like it's a relationship. And I feel like this person, you know, if this is you and I'm resonating with you as being this person that I'm about to describe, then that's where we're at. But I get the sense that there's somebody here that is clear in their mind about definitely how they feel. They feel very passionate, okay? But up in the here we have a tension. So I get this, okay. So this person is of two minds about a particular investment. And there is a battle between what one knows very strongly, intellectually, with the Queen of Swords energy, and also the investment one wants to make. It's very, very small gestures in investment for growth, smaller gestures in investment with action, which is very odd, because this would speak to a very highly driven and ambitious feeling towards this. Highly driven and ambitious and very smart. But little investment. very much at beginner energy. And then unconsciously, see, that's it. Okay. I think that pile number 3, I think you're endeavoring upon something that you feel really passionate about and that you're very, very intelligent about. And unconsciously, you are kind of should I or shouldn't I? And as a result, the investment that you're making is minimal. And I don't know if there's a part of you that thinks that just because you feel really good about this and you know that you're really good at it, whatever it is, that it's going to come, that it's going to be successful, that like maybe you can, you know, you don't really have to work that hard for it. And don't come for me. I'm not trying to be judgy. I'm just saying this is what's coming out in the cards here. Do you feel like, you know, you really want to do something and you know that you're good at it, or you know that you have a good, like very smart about it, but there's something blocking you from believing that you can do it? Because this is the beliefs, and this is a Page of Wands, is an action, small actions, little actions. Maybe you feel like even though you know a lot about it and feel really passionate about it, maybe there's a part of you that feels like you don't, that you're so much in beginner energy that you shouldn't try. And this is in the hopes and dreams section, but I feel like I want to call it the hopes and fears, because I think that the hope and the dream is that you would be that you would definitely be successful, that you would get a lot of attention from this, whatever it is. You'd have a victory. But you're of two minds about it. There's a willful blindness here. So there are a couple stories coming out here, okay? One of the first stories is you could feel really good about something and have everything that it takes with regard to your intellect to make something happen, right? But there's a part of you that maybe doesn't quite believe in yourself, that you can, that you don't have, you know, that you're just a beginner after all. So what makes you think that you're going to be super successful in this endeavor? Okay, that's one way. Another way to read, and so then that would be like maybe hopes and fears. That's why this, like, oh, if I'm not successful, then I'm going to be really bummed. But in the outcome, we have a victory, we have attention, we have glory. Okay. Another way to read this is somebody being very strategic about playing somebody else. Okay. Maybe being indecisive about the level of investment one wants to make, because they're, after all, they're already getting the attention that they want by, and not having to give any more. Not having to invest anything more beyond, you know, the beginner energy, because they're getting what they want out of it anyway, which is little investment, big reward. And using this passionate and highly intelligent energy to help them with that, and then being at odds with oneself about how messed up that is. Especially if this is a relationship. Okay? Unless, of course, it's all by design, and the hope and the dream is to break somebody's heart. I mean, that's a pretty sinister, calculated energy when you read it that way with the second story. Okay? That's why I was like, okay, well, there's another way to read this, which is kind of like if you think about it in terms of, you know, being at a crossroads with regard to a belief in yourself, even though you feel really good about it and you know you're really smart at it. But it's this Six of Wands, this attention in the outcome spot, attention, glory, victory, some ego here, right? And this being in the hopes and dreams position. Let's clarify. I'm going to clarify a little bit here. Spirit, can you tell me more about the Two of Swords, please? Because that's the unconscious energy. That's the unconscious energy and going back and forth. Okay? And this unconscious energy will come to the surface. And I think that it would definitely, if this is a relationship and you're the one just investing a very small amount because you enjoy the attention that you get from it and you're passionate about it, but there's a strategy to it to a degree. I think the way that that comes to the surface is that the other person ends up getting wind of your game here. Now only take it if it resonates. All right. And roles can be reversed. So you very well could be somebody who is in the Queen of Swords energy, being very discerning about this passionate person you feel, and that you feel very passionate about and have a lot of chemistry with. But you believe that they're making very small action towards you, and the heart of the matter is, can this grow? With the Page of Pentacles here. That's another way to read this energy. Okay. Spirit, can you tell me about the Two of Swords, please? The World, Five of Wands, Ten of Cups. Yep. This is about a commitment. Okay, somebody here is at odds with themselves about whether they're going to commit here or whether they're going to wrap it up and put a bow on it. This can also be being at odds with oneself about leveling this relationship up. Okay. That's the indecisive energy. That is the unconscious energy that is driving this minimal investment. Even though they may know, or you may know, that this is something that would be, you know, a good decision to make or what have you. I mean, you could be thinking about all kinds of things, and it's something that you are very passionate about, right? It's like, why not? You got the passion, you got the intellect behind this. You know, you definitely love the way it makes you feel. But that's the thing. It's kind of like, oh God, and I hate this phrase, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? It's such a bad misogynist phrase, but that's what it is. That's the energy here. Why commit to this and why invest more in this if I'm getting all this attention and it feels really good and it serves my ego and meow, meow, meow. And, you know, if I don't want this, if I'm indecisive about this relationship and this commitment here, and I'm at odds with myself about it, and even at odds with other people, you know, there could be other people in the mix that are like, have different ideas if you've consulted with different people about moving forward in this relationship. And we do have a lot of other people as well, right? So, yeah, so it's like level up or put a bow on it. And, you know, it sucks being in this indecisive crossroads energy because, hey, it feels really good. I don't get the sense that this person wants to break another person's heart, but they know that to continue on in this minimal investment way will lead to that. Okay? And this could even be your own fears. If you are the one providing minimal investment and kind of sitting on the fence over here, but enjoying it nonetheless, you're not the only one here. Clearly you're involved with somebody else. You may be even involved with someone else's. Who the heck knows? But is this going to break your heart as well? Is it breaking your heart now? Or are you just kind of like, no, it's not breaking my heart. I'm actually benefiting quite well from this, you know, arrangement. This is fabulous. I don't even have to give all that much, and I'm getting all the glory, and I'm getting like all this hot energy, you know. That's really something. Let's see. Another way to read this energy to go with the other storyline, which was like, you know, if this is a matter of a goal and pursuing a goal, and you're just like putting in a little bit of effort and having fears about oneself, there could be fear of success here. There could be, you know, being at odds with whether or not you're like, if more investment on yourself or more investment into this goal, pile number 3, would end up being at odds with other people and what other people want for you and what other people think you should do. Okay? I mean, ultimately we have a victory here because this is the outcome card. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and look at this 3 of Swords energy. Spirit, can you tell me more about the 3 of Swords energy and the hopes and fears, or the hopes and dreams? Oops. Another like hope and dream is like, well, what if, you know, maybe if you're successful and somebody else sees how successful you are, then that'll be a victory for you? I don't know. There's a, you know, there can be an element of schadenfreude. Yeah. 8 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, clarifying the 3 of Swords here. Yeah. Yes. Listen, you could be in the space, pile number 3, of recognizing and realizing that a person that you're involved in or involved with, or a endeavor that you're involved with, is not giving back to you as much as you would like to see. And it's really just kind of treading water, right? And you know this your discernment is on high, and it's really difficult because you do feel very passionate about this, And you do really enjoy the attention that you get, but you are also very aware of this minimal investment, okay? And being in the crossroads energy about leveling up, I feel like this can also be about, and there's an inner conflict about wanting to continue to take action with this person, even because you want a commitment here. You want the 10 of Cups. You want to level up when it comes to your relationship world, okay? You're not here to just like, have passionate times. It's like you want more for yourself, okay? But what's difficult is that you really do enjoy the attention that you get when you get it, okay? And in the hopes and dreams, the hope and dream is to get the 10 of Cups and all the things. But I think that in order to move towards that, you have to choose yourself over a dopamine hit and intermittent rewards that this connection may provide to you right now. And that the hope and dream is that you can, it's like you got to break your own heart here to really walk away from something that's not giving you everything that you want, for a new beginning, for a new, true, authentic beginning that is going to give you the 10 of Cups. And we also have the 9 of Wands here. You are very aware that you've been doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting different results. And you have not seen different results. You have not seen this person step up and provide more, okay? And so with that, that you have to break your own heart by walking away from it because you don't want to. You really feel very passionate about this person. And the other thing is that you may come to find after you walk away that, maybe you really did like them, or maybe you even did love them, but I don't see like a King of Cups or a Queen of Cups here, or even a Page of Cups here, right? Like I see like really satisfying sexual libidinal energy, and that feels really good, right? And I think with the Queen of Swords, you come to the conclusion, you're like, yeah, this is hot and this is awesome and it feels good and I want more. And I know I'm not getting what it is that I fully want and fully deserve in this person. Either if this is you with your investment, or whether you're the recipient of this, low investment, it works either way, right? But I get the sense, pile number 3, that you might be the recipient of this low level investment. I mean, and it could read the other way as well. If you're the person who is low level investment because it feels good, meow, 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 but that they're really not the right person for you when it comes to this commitment 10 of Cups energy, and this is in the unconscious, you have to walk away because you can't be doing that anymore. If this is really what you want, and it would appear to me that it is. So either side, if you fall on either side, the message is still the same. Walking away in order to stop doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, so that you can have a new beginning. So that you can have a new, stable beginning. And that requires you to break your own heart here. And that's tough. But if this has only gone so far, then it's only gone so far. Okay? Here for a good time, not a long time. Feels really good, but I think that you've had a little bit of a come to Jesus meeting with yourself and knowing what it is that you really want in your life. And it's hard. This is difficult to, walk away, but that that's what's required for you to ultimately get what it is that you want. All right. So that's the message that I have for you, pile number 3, for the tarot portion. We're going to go ahead. I'll pick the language of letting go. Releasing anger toward family members. Today I will accept the potent emotions I may feel toward members of my family, and I'll be grateful for the lessons they're teaching me. I accept the golden light of healing that's shining on all of us. Yeah. I mean, this very well may, I guess, could have been a family member, but I think it's just I read it in a, you know, kind of a romantic way with that Knight of Wands there. Okay. Speedwell, insight. Life seems to speed by. Bird Eye Speedwell helps you to slow down, to be patient, and to become aware of the bigger picture. She shares her grounding energy so that the ego cannot get in the way of true insight, and facilitates true healing by expanding the conscience beyond personal beliefs and conditioning. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to leave it for you there, pile number 3. Thank you so much for joining me and for all your likes, shares, and subscribes, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.